Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, and what a fucking shit show that was. I didn't even watch the game, and I know that the whole game was an absolute shit show. Why does this happen all the time? I've said in the past that the way we were playing was not sustainable, yeah? And we're just proving it. We're just proving my point, yeah? All you Aston Villa fans, all you mostly Facebook fans that jumped on the bandwagon that we were in for winning the league, yeah, this is your reality check, yeah? This is your reality check. I told you guys that we were not in the title race. Our main focus was just winning games, yeah? We've hyped all this pressure onto the players, put all this pressure into the media, acted like total clowns, and now we've just lost to a 10-man Brentford. A 10-man Brentford, yeah? A 10-man Brentford who are not even that good. It's so annoying. It's so annoying to be the only person to see this, yeah? I told us when we were going through that great run, we may be winning, but it's not sustainable, yeah? Because we wasn't playing well. We wasn't consistent. There was a lot of games that we were choking in and then all of a sudden picking up last minute goals, just riding the wave, getting ourselves up to third. And then we looked horrible in a lot of the games. Even Europa League, we looked horrible. And we went down in a lot of games in Europa League and come back and won it last minute. And like we can't play like this. Yeah, we have to have some sort of structure where we're not conceding stupid goals and we're not conceding first all the time and having to claw back. Yeah, it's like we let goals in, we play better. We automatically pick up the stride and decide, now is a good time to go and score some goals. Like, it's so frustrating with this team, yeah? And it's even more frustrating when the fans are not being realistic, yeah? My aim for this season was to finish anywhere above 7th because I wanted European spot, yeah? If we aim for 7th, that's a success because we're back in Europe. But everyone else's was just Champions League, and we're not a Champions League team. We're not a Champions League team. We had a good run last season. We played well against the top teams, but that's because it's easier to get up for the top teams than it is to play these little teams, and it proves with us. We play the likes of RB Salzburg and Everton and Brentford and all these little teams that we can't beat, yet we can beat Man City, Arsenal, flipping Bayern Munich, PSG. Like, it's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. Like, we've been on I don't even remember what it was. It was either 11 or 13, yeah, like, unbeaten streak. And we look horrible doing it. And I predicted that we were going to get a 4-0 spanking from somebody. It just happened to be the best team in Europe, so we got away with that one. Yeah. If it was Everton we got the 4-0 spanking from, everyone will be going absolutely nuts and like losing their head. But because it was Arsenal, we got away with it because we weren't supposed to beat Arsenal. yeah, and Arsenal have the best defense in the league, best defense in Europe. Yeah, they probably have the best goalkeeper. Like, this is why they're top of the league. And I think it's a lesson that we need to learn, that we have good players, but some of them are just not good enough if we want to be in the places that we wish to be in, yeah, in these Champions League spots, yeah. Like, we have good players, but none of our players are wanted by the top teams. I think we probably have 4 good players out of a 22-man squad, which could play for a lot of the top European teams, yeah? Sorry, maybe 5. So, Martinez, Konza, Kamara, Tillemans, Rodgers, Watkins. That's it. That is it. Yeah? Of that, one of them, one player is of our back 4. Yeah, one player. So that leaves the left back, the second centre back, and the right back. Yeah? All credit to Cash. He's having the season of his life. But he's still not good enough to get into a top team. He's good enough for us and the standards that we set and where we should be in the league. In the Europa League, like, he could probably go for a Seville, a Napoli, a Villarreal, like these sort of teams that will end up in the Europa League every now and again and then come back to Champions League, and like same as us. But if we want to strive and be in this top 3rd position, we should have done something in January which cements where we want to be. Yeah? All we've done is brought back players that we used to have. That they may know the system, but in fairness, Douglas Luiz was playing in Europe. He's not wanted. Ended back up where we are. Tammy Abraham went to play in Europe, not wanted, ended up back at us. Do you see the pattern here? Like, we're buying players that are of our level of where we are expected to be. Yeah? Europa Conference, Europa League, where we need to be either getting our scouts out there to find something that's going to absolutely be mind-blowing, change it, like players of a high ability in different leagues, or we need to go out there and buy world beaters. We missed out on the likes of Mark Gay, like when he was, like, before the start of this season. Like, I've been saying for time, Mark Gay, go for him. There's a lot of players out there who are at a high level who we're not chasing, and then all of a sudden the top teams are getting these players 2 years later and they become world beaters. Like, why are we not going in for these players early and building this world class team? So, like I was saying, Matty Cash, fairness to him, he's having the season of his life. But is he really good enough? Is he a top world-class right-back? Yeah. Pau Torres, quality player. Yeah. I am a massive fan of Pau Torres. But he is not good enough to get us to the highest levels. I like a defender who's great at positional play. Yeah, he may not be the fastest, but he knows where he has to be to do a job. A prime example is people like John Terry. If you compare defenders to how John Terry used to play, he wasn't the fastest, but he was always in the right place. His football IQ was there. Like, it's just certain things about players that we're missing. We're doing too much running as a defensive unit, and it's just getting us all over the place. Like, we're not getting any time to make a decision when it comes to defending. Like, for example, their goal, which comes after they've had a man sent off, is one ball over the top where we're absolutely sprinting for our lives towards Emi Martinez. Yeah. And we can't be left in these positions, right? We're playing a high line with people that don't know how to play a high line, or people that are not able to play this high line. Yeah. Ian Matson, great going forward, but is he the best defender? He got absolutely left hanging by, who was it? It was Ouattara. Left hanging, poor play, straight over the top. Yeah. And then he just cuts back. Paul Thomas has got his hands behind his back and he's just standing there, and he managed to absolutely fluke one, I would say, into the top corner, but still it went in. And then from there, Brentford just sat back, relaxed, and defended for the, well, didn't really relax, but it was easy for him. He just defended and we couldn't break him down. Like, it's from what I've seen, yeah, and the amount of chances that we didn't have, it's so poor. Yes, we scored. Yeah. Yes, we scored. But by a pathetic VAR decision, it didn't count. But why didn't we score more? Why couldn't we made more opportunities to score goals when they had 10 men? 10 men. And we've seen this at Everton as well. 10 men. It's just not good enough. Players are not good enough. And it's getting so frustrating now. Because people will sit there and say stuff like, we're third, be happy, Emre's doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. Yes, he is. But before, we were looking up. We were looking at Arsenal. We were looking at Man City. Yeah. If Arsenal win this weekend, they go 9 points clear. Man United are currently on this mad run, yeah, where they've just changed into a completely different team. And we're now looking down at them, worrying, which is going to put more pressure on us. And you know how we do when the pressure's on? Typical Villa, we bottle it. And the most frustrating thing is we beat the best teams in the league to get to this position, but let ourselves down against the worst or lesser teams in this league. And it's actually started to annoy me now, because we're in February, we're getting to the end of the season, and this is where it starts to heat up. This is where the pressure kicks in. Yeah. So this is for us to try and keep this position and try and hold back all the teams below us now, when there was a big gap before, and we've absolutely ruined it because of stinkers against Brentford and Everton. Absolute stinkers. 10 men Everton, 10 men Brentford, and we have to act like we have to be happy because we're in third. It doesn't work like that. You can't be happy with where you're at until the last day. We've got to push and be better and want to be successful, but we're taking the piss, man. We're taking the piss. We are absolutely ruining everything we've built up, and it's going to look like nothing when it comes to May. Then what we saying? Be happy. Be happy. We had a good season. We finished 6th. Like, Chelsea are going to carry on with the pressure. They are not going to be crap forever. Man United, like I said, are a whole different team. Liverpool still have time. Yeah, we act like Liverpool are not a good team. Yeah, we act like that. But are you telling me that you wouldn't have Liverpool players in your squad? You're speaking absolute bullshit. Bullshit. You're acting like you wouldn't have Mo Salah. You wouldn't have Ekitike. You wouldn't have Florian Wirtz. You wouldn't have Szoboszlai. You wouldn't have Van Dijk. You wouldn't have Alisson. Yeah? You wouldn't have Gravenberch. If you say this, you're speaking absolute crap, mate. And this is the position we've left ourselves in because of stupid results like this against 10 men. 10 men. I don't put the blame on any individual player here. Yeah, I have no right to because I didn't watch the game. I'm not putting the blame on Unai Emery either because I didn't watch the game. I'm just saying, from my point of view of not watching this game and seeing how everything has panned out and how we have conceded straight after we've gone down to 10 men, it's so frustrating. Yeah. I chose not to do a watch party, a watch along for this game. I chose to go to work because I thought Everton roll over. Yeah, it seems the players thought the exact same. No, sorry, I thought Brentford roll over. Yeah, comfortable. Yeah, we've beaten a lot of great teams comfortably. Yeah, nice 2-0 at home as well. It seemed like the players thought that way as well. The players ain't supposed to be thinking like the fans. The players are gonna have to be the ones to pick themselves up and get these wins. So why have they gone out there and put out this pathetic performance, man? Why have they gone out there and put out this pathetic performance? Yeah, I'm hearing Onana is on the bench, and like we just don't have options, man. If Maatsen has a bad game, then Dina can't come on and really change much unless he gets a good opportunity at a cross or anything like that. If Cash has a bad game, who have we got coming in to replace him? Yeah. And another thing, yeah, we're giving our excuses for not having our starting midfield and all this stuff, yeah? If we haven't got a starting midfield, why are we not buying players that can step into a starting lineup to cover these players? Like, we're not making great decisions. Yeah, if Kamara's out, we need a Kamara, right? If Onana's injury prone, we need someone who's gonna fight to get into the starting lineup. Otherwise, don't complain about your midfielders. Like, you have to expect them to be not very good if you think that we can only win games with our starting midfield. If that's your thought, that we can only win games with the starting midfield, yeah, then the players on the bench are not good enough. You're supposed to have players on the bench that can come in and do a job when we're losing. If you don't think that about your players, they are not good enough. for example, I want Harvey Elliott to play every game because he's top class. I understand he can't play every game, but I know that when he comes off the bench, he's going to try and have some sort of impact on the game. He's trying to try and get on the ball. I'm going to see him try and make an impact on the game. That is my example of a person that is on the bench that could possibly be in the starting lineup. But because of circumstances, he obviously can't. But I'm saying we need the type of players on the bench that could possibly be in the starting lineup, and we can question or have a hard time picking a starting lineup. Otherwise, what's the point of them being on the bench? But yeah, like I said, we're now looking down at who's trying to catch us rather than looking up trying to catch Arsenal. If Arsenal win, they go 9 points clear, and the pressure's on for us basically because we're looking at Man United who's in good form. They've got Tottenham. Tottenham, hit and miss. They could turn up. They couldn't turn up. But on who have we got? We got Bournemouth away. Yeah, which is never a good game. Never a good game. So let's have a look. Bournemouth have currently beaten Wolves, beat Liverpool at home, drew, and then beat Tottenham at home. So they're in good form at the moment. And at home. So hopefully we can get something right. I'm hoping Tammy Abraham can possibly pull something off. Like he had home advantage this week. Didn't really see any chances. I don't really know how he played, but he wasn't really involved in anything highlights wise. So yeah, hopefully he can get himself up for the Bournemouth game. But I'm hoping we got Ollie Watkins back because we need him. I told you nothing sticks up front unless he plays. So I'm hoping we get Ollie back. Douglas Luiz, heard he was one of the best players on the pitch, so I'm happy for him. Created most of the chances. But yeah, bit of a rant because I'm frustrated. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing this. But yeah, Bournemouth to come. I'm key. Up the Villa. Let's wish for happy times. Let's get me on the team again. Hopefully I can pull out some sort of performance. But yeah, worrying times, man. Peace.